UFC 328 Chimaev versus Strickland took place last Saturday, and I've been pondering on this over the weekend, over the last couple of days. I know I'm a little late to make this video, but I think that Khamzat Chimaev made one mistake that cost him the fight. And I know the decision was controversial. It was 3-2 either way. A lot of people had it for Strickland. Some of us had it for Chimaev. I personally had it for Chimaev. I thought that Chimaev edged out that last round. And I know that's not crazy to say. I think he pushed forward more. And I think that he landed some of the more damaging shots. I know that Strickland was pinging him with the jab that round. But I just think the combination of the two takedowns he had against Strickland that round, and then the damaging shots and going forward got him that round, edged him out that round. I have no issues with the decision for Strickland, but that's just my opinion. So let's break down this fight. Let's break down this fight. Round one, Chimaev comes in as we expected, dominant first round by Khamzat Chimaev, took him down within the first 15 seconds, and when Chimaev is fresh, that first round is very, very, very hard to neutralize his wrestling. That first initial round, and we can all agree we all saw the first round going this way, right? The build up and the predictions were more so towards the third, fourth, fifth round, what was going to happen there. But in the early rounds, we all knew that Chimaev had the capabilities of taking Strickland down and pinning him down and controlling him. Now, in that first round, it went a little differently than it did against Dricus. In that first round against Strickland, he was going for submissions. I think he was taking more chances. Did that waste more energy? Did that explain why he was tired in the following round? Maybe. But I know he had a tough weight cut and everything that people are making excuses for, which I'm not. Right? You move from 170 to 185 and you're still having weight cut issues. I don't think you can use that excuse no more. You went up 15 pounds, so all that it's a weight cut issue. I just don't want to hear that excuse from Hamza's team. It's like you had weight cut issues at 170, you moved up 15 pounds, and you're still having weight cut issues. I don't think that's an excuse that's usable. That's a you problem at the end of the day. So that was round one, dominant first round by Khamzat, right? Clear 1-0. And then we move on to the second round, and this is where things got interesting. Oh my god! So I was rooting for, Khamzat. Obviously, I'm a Khamzat guy, and that second round when Strickland hit him with a shot, and I saw Khamzat stumbled on his feet a little bit. I know a lot of people missed that, but Strickland hit him with a clean right hand, and Khamzat kind of stumbled a little bit. You kind of saw his eyes, change for a little bit. You saw that change in his eyes, and he immediately went for the shot, and I saw that as a red flag. I'm like, oh, I think Khamzat is hurt. He's going for this bash takedown attempt. And it got stuffed, and Khamzat went in his back and it just seemed like he wanted to, stay there and get his composure back, get his energy back, which we all thought, oh, it's over. I thought it was over. Everybody I was watching with, we're like, oh, it's over. Strickland is about to finish him. He is completely gassed. That's what it looked like. So Strickland took that round. It was clear Strickland round. The jabs were working, stuffed the takedowns. I think he was, while Khamzat was down, Strickland jumped on top and he was hitting him with a little bit of ground and pound. So that was clear Strickland round. At that point, it was 1-1, and then we jump into the third round. This round, this was Strickland's striking-wise his best round because he was pinging him with that jab the whole round, pinging him with that jab, mixing it in with the right hand here and there. And Khamzat had some catching up to do. In the last minute, I would say, Khamzat was, connecting. So I think Khamzat started building some confidence towards the end of that round. He just had to find his rhythm. So he was connecting at the end of that round. But I thought this was a clear Strickland round. I think for the majority of that round, Strickland was leading. So I gave that round to Strickland. So 2-1 at this point. I had a 2-1, and then the fourth round. This round was the most interesting round to me because it seemed like Khamzat was, picked up his confidence striking wise, and even though he was getting hit with the jab, he moved forward, kept that pace up. He moved forward, and he was connecting with that jab. He was connecting with the right hand, and it seemed like the more powerful shots were coming from Khamzat. So I was kind of happy to see that. So I gave that round to Khamzat actually. It was a pure striking match in that round, and then at the end. Khamzat set up the takedown. So, he got confident in the striking. He was winning the striking exchange, and then he shot straight down for that takedown, and he got the takedown at the end of round 4. So I think that was a clear Khamzat round. So it was 2-2 going into the 5th round. This is what championship fights are for. This is, 2-2 going to the last round. Both guys are tired. Both guys' faces, looks like both their noses look damaged, look broken. They're bloodied up a little bit. Came down to the last round, and this is the round where I think Khamzat made a mistake. I think he should have had a similar game plan that he had in round 4. He didn't need to waste any more energy. I think that if he just kept moving forward, kept, finding that right hand that did a lot more damage than Strickland did, I think it was his fight to win. I think if he just implemented that, I think Strickland was getting hurt by those shots, and I think a couple more shots would have been beneficial there. He went for the wrestling in the 5th round, which I don't think he had energy for. I think his team thought that just the last quick burst of energy he could find in the fifth round to use that to take Strickland down and try to keep top control. But against a guy like Strickland in the fifth round, when you're tired, he's tired. I think Strickland just has that grit to get up, and he did just that. He got up from those rounds. Now I did give the last round to Khamzat. Like I said, I think that he did enough. I think that a lot of Strickland's jabs were, whiffing, hitting the forearms of Khamzat a little bit in that fifth round. They were a little less accurate. He was hitting them, but I don't think they were that much accurate. I think that Khamzat pushed forward, got those two takedowns, even though Strickland got up. This is the closest round. Fifth round is the closest round. It was a toss up. I gave the edge to Khamzat, but I can say that I think if Khamzat just purely struck in that round and didn't waste his energy with takedowns, I think he would have edged out that fifth round clearly. But no, Strickland's jab, that's jab and teeth. We didn't see much teeth, because of the takedown threat, but we saw a lot of jabs. But I just think that Khamzat's overall damage and output, he was moving forward more. I think that the last round was a swing round, and I'm one of the ones who think if you're the challenger for the belt, you have to take the belt from the champion. I don't think that Strickland took the belt from him. You could watch that fight. I don't think Strickland took the belt from Chimaev, especially in that last round. I don't think he did enough. So I think overall, Khamzat should have stuck with that striking in the last round. I think that cost him the championship, his game plan in the last round. But split decision. I had fun watching. This was a great fight to watch. What do you guys think down below? Am I coping? Do you guys have that fight for Strickland like the judges had it? What do you guys think? And until next time, I'm out.